So now to insert the valves, we have to go to the valves tab here, and we're going to start to insert the valves. Let's add some gates. It's as simple as dragging and dropping. See, this is the snap that I was telling you. It's more organized, so sometimes when you don't have the snap activated, I'm going to show you what happens. Sometimes you're trying to place a valve quickly, here, and it's not actually on the line. So it's important to have the snap activated. I do prefer to have the snap activated, the snap to grid activated, so it's cleaner that way. It's easier also to connect elements. So let's add gate valves, one here. As you can see right away, the valve is giving me the size, and this is because the S line that I inserted has already 6 inches as diameter. So the van is taking the same diameter to be the diameter of the valve. Another gate here. And as you can see also, the tag number has been populated automatically. You are always free to come to the valve and right click and click assign tag, so you can actually add your own number. In this case, it's already given, it's automatic, so you don't have to worry. Again, this is also customizable. You can change this through your project administrator in the project setup. Let's add one strainer. Let's look for strainers. I believe the strainers are in fittings. So click on the fittings tab, and you're going to find Y strainer. One strainer for this pump. This is good. And we're going to repeat the process for the other pump. Add a gate valve here, and add a strainer here. Perfect. Very good. So you have already your valves, and now we're going to add valves to the discharge heat again valves. We're going to add a check valve. I want you to also pay attention to something here. This line has a direction. As you can see, you have arrows at the end of the polyline, indicating that this is discharge because it's going from the pump to the heat exchanger. This is the reason why also the check is pointing out to the right direction. The arrow is pointing towards the sense of the flow. I'm going to show you after how to you can reverse actually the flow in the line. It's very easy. Let's first finish with the valves. Another check valve here, and another gate. At the entrance of the heat exchanger, we're going to add a ball valve this way and this way. Very good. As well at this connection too. I'm going to offset a little bit the valve so they don't cross each other. We're going to do the same for this pump at a gate and a strainer. And we forgot to draw the bypass. We do have a bypass for the exit of the fluid process. So we are going to be drawing a bypass here. When we were doing our bypass, not our bypass, but this connection, if I start my line from this line, it's going to assume that it's a continuation of the line P027. I could do that, but I'm going to show you a little trick that I do sometimes to avoid that process. Because, like I said, if I start drawing like this, and like this, for example, then it's going to understand that everything is aligned. But I don't want that, so press Ctrl Z, and you are going to draw your bypass like this, not connected. And then right click, enter, and after that you are going to connect it afterwards. So hit on the end and connect it. Connect the line, same thing for this one. Perfect. Always make sure that your orthogonal is activated. This is also important. If you don't have this, then you're free to draw diagonal lines and other type of lines, but not perpendicular. So make sure that you work in orthogonal. Then we're going to add 2 gates, normally closed. One here and one here. As you can see, because we haven't defined the line, then we don't have a diameter right now. This is completely normal. Let's take a next number here to assign our line, to assign a tag to our line. So assign tag. We're going to go with 4 inches. Also, it's going to be a bypass. We're going to add a valve in case the other valve needs to be maintained. Spec is going to be 300. Service. If I press P, like I said, you're going to have right away highlight the one that you want to choose, so this one. And here you're going to go with the number, I think it's 20, I think it's 29. Let's see. It's already there, so I can't. I think actually it's 31, so let's go with 31. Perfect. See, now diameter is shown now, meaning that the line has already attacked. If you hover over your line, you're going to see the full definition, the full description, tag 4 inches, CS300, P031, from the line, this line, the 027, going to the same line. So that's good. That is good. Now we're going to add a control valve. To add a control valve, you have to stay in the same tab and scroll up and find the control valve. Control valve, and you're going to place one here. And as you can see, by default, the annotation is going to prompt to kind of like give right away where you want to place your annotation. So in this case, we're going to hit around here, and we're going to name this area 100. We are still under 100. CV, that's the type. Again, this, you have the whole database. You can choose whatever instrument you want. Usually when you have one type of element created, it's going to take whatever is set by default by your project administrator. So we're going to leave it as CV loop number. This is going to be 002. And I'm going to hit assign. This already exists because I have already 2 P&Id drawings, so I'm going to set this to 003. I think I have 002 already. Perfect. 003. And I am going to add another control valve. So let me take this annotation and move it, shift it a little bit, and hit control valve again. We're going to place the second control valve here, and We're going to name this 004. Excellent. Now, these two gate valves are normally closed. There is a few options that you have when you enter some instruments, or in this case, valves. If you come here and you right click, you can look for the option normally close. So the beauty with this, also with this type of blocks, is they allow you for substitutions. Say, for example, now we don't need gate valves anymore, we need ball valves. The only thing that you have to do is to come to this little arrow here and click and look for the valve that you want to replace. In this case, if it's a valve, you need just to locate the valve and replace it. So we're going to leave it as gate valve, and we're going to set at normally close. Right click. You can also choose the type of connections you want. We're going to leave it as unspecified and select normally close. This is good. And finally, we're going to add some off-page connectors here. You're going to click on the non-engineering tab and find off-page connector or OPC connectors. In this case, it works the endpoint. I do prefer, like I said, to always use the node, but in this case, I think it works. So see, for example, when I insert the off-page connector, the property cool water return from the service of the line was populated in the connector. So that's an indication that the off-page connector is properly connected. So now the second one, perfect. So we're going to now enter some information, additional information to the OPC. We're going to right click, and then we're going to hit properties. For now, we have 3 data fields that we can add. Again, this is customizable. You can customize data fields that you want to use. So right now they're going to another P&Id. I'm going to fill this one, and the other one I'm going to leave it for the next section. So origin and destination, this one is going to another tank. So I'm going to put TK0, say for example 15. Connector number, we're going to put 2. Connector number, this one says 600. The property that we are looking for, the interesting one here, is this one. So I'm going to show you after how to connect that one. Another interesting function I wanted to show you is, for example, when you have a lot of services, in this case we have 2. We have the cooling water supply, and we have the process service as well. There is a way to distinguish the service with this option in the P&Id painter. Basically, the way it works is that you click here, and as you can see, the lines, they change the color to indicate you, to make a difference, to differentiate the services. So the cooling water supply is now tinted blue or light blue or cyan. The process is tinted yellow, and the cooling water return is tinted green. There is other options where you can also add different types of painters. So you can differentiate your system or your P&ID by diameters or by specifications. So that's very easy to set through the project setup. But I wanted to show you that this is an interesting option for you to analyze three different processes so we can see it right away way they are.